His relationship with Matt has continued. You know, he was at the introductory press conference when he was governor-elect, and so again, I think what makes Nebraska special is unity, and we bring our state together and solve great problems. And I think athletics at the University of Nebraska can really be a uniter in that area, and that's our goal.
Eric Crouch even was seen at a practice here this past week, right?
You know, what's been so nice for me is to see so many people. Dwayne Harris walking around practice. I saw Matt Burzell. I mean, there's so many people. And the nice thing about, you know, Matt's not, every coach is different, and I'm not judging any coach, but a lot of coaches really don't want a lot of people around at practice. They feel like it could be a distraction, whether it's former players or donors. And Matt really appears at least to have a totally different approach. Like, the more people there, that's fine. Games are chaotic, right? Being able to manage it as a player. And by the way, I remember as a player, and if there were former players around, I remember one time Broderick Thomas was at practice, and there was a little extra energy and motivation in my step because I didn't want him embarrassed. I was playing his position. So it's been great to have so many guys come back. Matt has communicated all the former players, you know, are welcome here, and it's a welcome problem for us to have as we try to manage all of that. But we're a family. This is a family. And I'm just so appreciative that Coach Rule has embraced what's important to Nebraskans.
Broderick was the Sandman. Did you have a cool nickname when you played here? I don't remember that you did.
No, I was pretty much vanilla. Like, my nickname was Vanilla.
Broderick could play. That
Broderick,
was
every now and again, Broderick will call me or text me, and he's just so supportive. No, he set the stage. He set the standard for what outside linebacker rush ends looked like at the University of Nebraska. And you think back to those days, every year, Nebraska had a first-round draft pick in top 5. Broderick started that, and just a great Husker and a good friend of the program.
You mentioned construction on site here. There's some construction downtown. If fans are coming from all points to the game, where can they get some updated information? Does Huskers.com have some stuff up?
Yep, Huskers.com, and you can look up for some of that updated information. You know, Matt Davidson, who works in that area for us, we're having constant meetings, you know, with the city and local police, and obviously we're very respectful of the city of Lincoln and all that they're engaged in. We have construction and they have city planning, trying to work together to make it as conveniently as possible. But anytime you bring 65,000 people, and, you know, there are going to be people coming to Lincoln that aren't aware of the Golds building that was being torn down, and 2 lanes are, you know, for those of us who live here and commute here every morning, we know different ways that we can get to the stadium. So give yourself a little extra time and hopefully have a little grace and patience with us.
And that may continue into the fall, too, folks. Just, I mean, this construction takes a while to get these roads done and around the stadium, and so just be patient when you're coming to the games here. Question on our text line for you. It's an apparel merchandise question. It says, the baseball team wears a red hoodie with the script Nebraska in cream on the front. Is that only for staff and players, or is there somewhere I can go find one?
Well, that's a great question. And there has to be some place you can go find them.
It's got to be our merchandise shop.
It's got to be,
yeah.
You know, I always would check on our website. I know there's some there. Obviously, Fanatics has it for us. We've got lots of local partners. You know, Best of Big Red down in the Haymarket.
Yeah.
There's just all kinds of outlets for us that offer those types of things. But we certainly are not trying to hide any of our apparel. We want to get our apparel that our teams, coaches, and student athletes are wearing. We want to get those into the hands of our fans because we know they want to wear what we wear.
They do. And I know which one he's talking about. It is a good-looking one. Sam in Omaha says, Trev, will the team do a unity walk to the stadium before the game on Saturday?
I don't know the exact specifics of it. May look different than what it did last year. I know that you know, Coach Matt is really treating this as a game, and so I do think that there is a plan, but I got to be a little bit careful here. I don't want to you know, communicate something that's not accurate.
Okay.
So let me get some final information on that, and we will get that sent out either through our social media channels, but we want to have our fans have an opportunity, if available, to support those student athletes as they come in.
and they've always dropped off on the east side, so that's, I'm sure, where the buses will let out. So if you want to be on the east side of the stadium, you've probably a good chance of seeing the team as they come into the stadium. So looking forward to that. All right, we need to work a first break in. 402-413-2400. That's the number to call or fire off a text. I see some texts coming in. We'll get to some of those with Trev. We've got a lot more to talk about. We've got some updated information about the big volleyball event that will be in the stadium in August as well. So a lot to get to with that. Did you have something?
The Unity Walk will be at 10:30, and it's going to start at the Bell Tower.
Right over here in the middle of campus.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, good.
Very good.
Could get that out.
All right, Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We're back with more with Trev coming up.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. That's why we make trucks like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, and counting. Made for performance and capability, made to play hard and work smart, on and off-road. That's because they're built Ford tough. So be future ready with Ford F-Series, based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Hi, it's Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald.
And I'm Amy Just from the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey, listen, HuskerExtra.com and the Husker Extra mobile app have the best coverage of Nebraska sports.
Our reporting team shares features and analysis of all Husker sports, along with the latest recruiting news and more.
Plus, Husker Extra subscribers have access to our exclusive podcast, The Showdown, where we share our latest insights and expectations.
Go to HuskerExtra.com or search Husker Extra in your app store.
Download and subscribe today.
Baseball season has arrived, and your local Cenex has all your favorite snacks and beverages for the game. So whether you're hitting the road for an away game, headed to Haymarket Park, or going to cheer on your favorite local team, make Cenex your destination for top quality fuel, your favorite snacks, and service from a local smile. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally at Cenex.
Other irrigation companies are finally discovering what T&L Irrigation is known for decades. Continuous movement is the best way to irrigate. While they'll have you pay for complicated upgrades to get steady, even water application with their high-voltage electric systems, all T&L Irrigation pivots and linears are propelled safely and smoothly by powerful hydrostatic drive. Continuous movement isn't new, it's the T&L standard. Don't get talked into a reinvented wheel. Pick the proven original. Call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Blair is your trusted Jeep partner, where you can shop for the entire lineup of Jeep SUVs like the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Lease a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $449 per month during the Jeep Celebration event going on now. Serving the Metro since 1991. This is Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Blair. With approved credit, tax, title, license, extra, lease for $449 per month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee to its signing. Offer expires 4/30/2023. See dealer for details.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. As worldwide leaders in ag technology, UNL faculty and students innovate using emerging technologies to improve yields and nutrition, and designing wireless in-field networks increasing precision in agriculture. Plus, UNL is breaking ground on a $7.2 million feedlot innovation center near Meade. UNL is doing big things for the future of agriculture.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. It's our monthly sit down with the athletic director for the Cornhuskers, Trev Alberts. Big spring game coming up on Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Our pregame coverage begins at 11 a.m. Looking forward to the game the whole day on Saturday. You last month announced the big event at the stadium, the volleyball at inside the football stadium to kick off the season. Are we getting close to tickets? People keep calling and asking me, when can I buy tickets to this thing, Trev?
Yeah, we're close. In fact, it's going to be next week.
Sweet.
We're going to give our ticket office at least one day off. We'll let them sleep a little bit after the spring game, and then Holly and team get back to work because Tuesday at 10 o'clock, our season ticket holders, they'll be the first ones that have an opportunity to buy tickets. Then Wednesday at 10 o'clock, the general public will be able to purchase those. We are going to have a 12 limit, so there's a max of 12 that folks can buy. And again, we're going to learn a lot through all of this. We've not done an outdoor volleyball game at Memorial Stadium, so we'll see how ticket sales go. I would tell you, based on what I'm sensing and just the general interest. Talked to Coach Cook today, and he said, Trev, this thing is blowing up nationally. People are intrigued. I think we're going to have a massive crowd, and so we'll see. As you look at the court is going to have to move based on how tickets sell, right? So if you have it lined up north to south, starting on that south end, and the more tickets you sell, obviously it's going to have to move closer to the 50-yard line. Of course, then we also have to have that stage for the concert that we're going to do later. So, again, little patience, little grace, little mercy from our fans as we try to figure this all out. But we're going to do the best we can to sort of honor our season ticket holders first who've been with us, and then we'll move it to the general public on Wednesday at 10 a.m.
There you go, folks. 10 a.m. for the season ticket holders, on Tuesday, Wednesday for the general public, limit of 12 for that big match at the end of August inside Memorial Stadium. John Cook had a birthday yesterday. He tweeted out a picture of him on a gorgeous motorcycle, which I believe belongs to the president, correct? And
I was surprised to learn that John thought I gave him a Harley for his birthday. I can't even afford that Harley, and if I could afford a Harley, the last person I'd give it to is John Cook. No, we were having a little bit of fun. Obviously, happy belated birthday to Coach Cook. We're obviously grateful that he's our volleyball coach, but we'd kind of talked about that was an incredible story. President Carter God bless him, his brother actually makes those out east, and the story goes that he thought he had a sale, didn't have that, so he actually donated that, and President Carter donated that chopper that was created with all the Husker logos on it to the athletic department. So we're going to look for some ways to integrate it, to have some fun with it. I'm not sure or not if it makes an appearance on Saturday, but I will say eventually, maybe it's a good raffle item. I don't know what we'll do, but just an incredible gesture of generosity from President Carter and from his family, and it is an incredible looking deal. And I think John saw it over at the Devaney Center and decided to sit on it and tweet out that I gave him a birthday present. So
safe to say that he will not be on that Saturday. The John will.
Well, if you saw the picture, it looks like he doesn't. He may know how to sit on a horse, but he knows nothing about rodeo. He looked more uncomfortable than any person I've ever seen sitting on a Harley.
You sure did. So, folks, again, all those you've been asking, 10 o'clock for season ticket holders. You can start purchasing tickets for that match on August the 30th inside of Memorial Stadium, and then the general public on Wednesday, maximum of 12 tickets. I know the volleyball team is going to want to do some kind of a tunnel walk thing with the Go Big project. That's probably going to change the tunnel walk entrance permanently for football, is it not?
Yeah, we're going to have some change there, and the fans won't see that for the spring game. We're going to continue coming out of the northwest corner for the spring game, but in essence, that'll likely be the last time we come out of that northwest side when the Go Big project comes online, and the new tunnel walk will actually come through the northeast side. So if you're really nostalgic and you want to be at a game where it's the last time that the Huskers came out of the northwest corner, that'll be the spring game likely for our team.
Very good. So that'll happen on Saturday. And then we got to have some kind of grand entrance for a new Herbie, too. So
yeah,
looking forward to that.
You do. And we also have to think about, while it might be the last one for the football program, we're not sure where the volleyball program will enter for that outdoor volleyball game, because we do intend to have a tunnel walk and do a lot of the same programming we do for football as part of our celebrating Volleyball in Nebraska Day.
They're in the YouTube chat room. They're going, maybe Frank Solich is going to ride in on that new ride of President Carter's or something.
I don't know if Pam would allow him to do that.
She probably would not want him to do that on Saturday moving forward. Hey, our baseball softball sports doing pretty well. Trev, baseball first, softball second. You got to like that right now.
Oh, you got to love that. Really appreciative of both of those programs and how they're performing, and some really important series coming up for both of them. And I know Rhonda and her team sitting at second place. This will be an important series for that team, and of course baseball, I think they play Iowa coming up in a series, and so a great opportunity to go to Iowa City and get some wins. But been really pleased with their play, especially on the weekends. Obviously in the middle of the week a couple times we've had some hiccups and those types of things, but in conference games where it really matters and those types of things, really proud of the leadership in both those programs. And I'd love just to encourage fans, get out to Bowling Stadium, get out to Haymarket. This goes fast. I know the weather's a little bit up and down, but opportunities to get out and see and support those student athletes. We really appreciate that support.
Great chance Saturday you could leave Memorial Stadium and go over to Bowling. Softball starts at 3. You'll miss an inning or two, but you can get over and catch a little bit of that game. That'd be great.
I'll tell you what, it's a wonderful place to watch a softball game, and also just really. I love what we did in that softball. If you haven't been out to see Bowling Stadium and what we've done in the outfield and correcting the wall, putting our brand in that artificial turf in the outfield, it's got a great feel for a softball stadium, and our young ladies just play really, really hard, and they're tough to beat.
Scoring a lot of runs. Both the softball and baseball teams scoring a lot of runs. Quick comment from you on basketball. We talked to you at the end of March. We knew this was going to be a big month. The transfer portal is open. Fred had some holes in the roster. Amy Williamson had a departure on her staff. She's already filled that. Your thoughts about what Amy and Fred have been doing the last 3-4 weeks?
Well, they've done a great job. We talked about this a little bit, and the off season is going to be important. The reality is this: we're living in an era of college athletics where every off season is going to be critically important. I mean, when you sort of have freedom of movement and the NIL component, I would say roster management and culture are the two primary drivers in terms of coaching success today. And I know Fred and Amy are both working really hard at it. I know I've talked to both of them about some of the recent commits. They're really excited about the people that they're bringing into the program. Obviously, Amy's really excited that Jazz is coming back.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. I mean, just consider that as a transfer, in a sense. And I know Fred's excited as well. So a lot of work to do there. They're not around a lot, which is a very good sign that they're working really hard trying to assemble a roster that can be competitive in the Big Ten, which is a very difficult league. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those programs look like next year.
With Fred, did you feel like he turned a corner this year and kind of adapting to what he needs to do here and in the league to win?
Yeah, I really did, Greg. He and I had talked about that, and it's hard for coaches, to make some tough decisions and to take a hard look at what your coaching staff looks like and to take a hard look at your roster. And, Fred did the tough stuff. He made some stuff that was very uncomfortable. And, I just wish they hadn't gone through those injuries in the middle of the year. On the one hand, you could look back and say, well, in retrospect, long term, perhaps that's really good for the program. You look at, Lawrence and how he progressed, and Sammy Hoiberg came in, provided some incredible growth for the team. So perhaps that with getting Jawan Gary back and some of the transfers, but I just think, the calling card for Nebraska athletics has to be toughness, teamwork, grit, determination. I mean, just the core values of Nebraska. And I saw both of those programs, and I think the shift for men's basketball was significant, and that's why I said I thought the progress was undeniable. Clearly, we have much more progress to make, but at the end of the day, you're looking for incremental growth and progress, and I was really appreciative of both of those staffs' willingness to adapt, and we got to get better. We got to keep working, but they can do it.
I think your fans, and we talked about this last month too, they really latched onto that basketball team because they saw the effort and the pride and the way they fought hard, and that's what fans want. They just want you to show them you're giving maximum effort, and they're going to come.
If it isn't important to you as a player, why should it be important to me as a fan? So at the core, what we have to do is have teams that play really, really, really hard and do it the right way. And guess what? When you do that, the wins come.
Very good. Hey, First Interstate Bank, built for you. Learn more at www.firstinterstatebank.com, member FDIC. More with Trev coming up next.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. UNL is the only Big Ten university in Nebraska, part of the only conference with an academic alliance. Being in the Big Ten means superior academics, unique student opportunities, better resources, and world-class research programs. With 72% of undergraduate students receiving scholarships or financial aid, UNL offers a Big Ten education at great value.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. That's why we make trucks like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, and counting. Made for performance and capability, made to play hard and work smart, on and off-road. That's because they're built Ford tough. So be future ready with Ford F-Series, based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, along with the athletic director for the Cornhuskers, Trev Alberts. If you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400. A fun one for you here. You're up for this, right? Mm-hmm. Were you at the WWE event last Friday? Is one of our texts for you.
No, I wasn't, Greg, but I'm aware that another member of our team was present, and I'm really disappointed that Coach Rule didn't invite me. No, I'm not a big WWE fan.
I can't name one person on their circuit. So
yeah.
Gus from Lincoln. Trev, we are season ticket holders for volleyball. To clarify, do you get 12 tickets per ticket holder or 12 tickets per account?
Yeah, it's 12 tickets per account.
Okay.
And part of that is, of course, remember now, any high school or younger age person, it's $5. We really want this to be open. We want all across the state. We want this to be accessible for everyone. So we're limiting it to 12 per account. and then making it, you know, at a price point where everybody should be able to have an opportunity to come and celebrate volleyball in the state of Nebraska.
Fantastic. I know you're expecting a really big crowd. That's a Wednesday event. You got classes going on. Have you thought about how you're going to fit people in here and where they're going to park when you've got, is there a plan in place, or is there something being thought about?
Well, it's a good question, Greg. You know, and it's something that I've brought to the university leaders, and obviously it's a challenge, right? School is back in session, so there's really two components to it. First of all, we're going to have to take some pressure off. Let's say we have 40, 50, 60,000 fans. We're going to have a place to park. And the one thing I've learned in doing some of these events that are a little bit atypical, you'll have people that are coming to Memorial Stadium that have not, I know this is going to sound wild, that haven't been to Memorial Stadium before. They're not used to traversing. So actually the traffic in some of those challenges is even worse than the football crowd, because they know they've done this 100 times, they know which way to go, they know where to park. So, you know, we're going to have to think about a couple things. First of all, if there's going to be people coming from North Platte that want to come celebrate, we want to make sure that they have the capability and the time to get there, and then when they do get here, we got to find a way to park these folks. So worked a little bit with the university leadership, nothing to announce today, but if we can find a way to take some pressure off our parking lots, because this is going to be a very active campus with students back on campus. How do we do this in a way that's the most logical and common sense approach? And we'll continue those conversations. We've got a little time, obviously, between now and the start of it, but you're right. It's a great question, and we'll have to sort through those details.
You will have a new chancellor by that point in time, as Ronnie Green's tenure will end in June. I saw President Carter the other day. He's very happy with the direction of their search to replace Chancellor Green. You also have a new Big Ten commissioner, somebody that you were at least familiar with his name, right?
Yeah, Tony Petitti actually was the head of CBS Sports for about 9 months, and then he left while I was there and went to run Major League Baseball Network. So haven't had a chance to spend time with him since his hiring, been on a Zoom call with him, and so a lot of momentum. I think it's a really good hire. You know, I think where you see the Big Ten Conference today, you know, we've talked a lot about our media deals. Those long-form deals still have a little detail to finish, and getting those wrapped up. So his experience in that area, you know, the reality is this. You know, I shared this with our entire staff. You know, one of the things that we like is to just transparently talk about all things, including finances. And when you look at our sources of revenue, the University of Nebraska Athletic Department, 42% of the total revenue we generate comes from the Big Ten in terms of our television revenue and the NCAA. Our ticket revenue is about 26%, so it's fantastic and it's significant. But then you understand why, when you look into these roles, like commissioner roles, why are these media execs, why are folks, because that's how significant and important those, you know, that understanding of that space and how consumers are consuming live sporting events continues to transition. That expertise is critical to the membership because we rely on that revenue in such a massive way.
And because of NIL and kind of the loss of some amateurism, I would think somebody with a professional sports background too is also beneficial, so navigating some of the waters you guys are currently doing.
Yeah, I think he brings a perspective, you know, that can really be helpful in that area. And quite frankly, and we talked about this, it's on us who live in the college base every day, quite frankly, to help him understand the collegiate piece to it. But yeah, you're right, as so much of the traditional collegiate intercollegiate athletic experience continues to evolve and change, and some would argue modernize, having somebody who's lived in that space in a different, you know, sort of professional model is going to be very, very helpful to us as we continue navigating through it. It's a chaotic time, and more than anything else, we need leadership. And his experience in key leadership positions, and quite frankly, his relationships in those key leadership. There isn't any CEO of any of the networks that hasn't personally dealt with Tony Petitti and who understands him. So where we need to help him is on those granular things. College football playoff will be important for, you know, but we need a leader in the room who has the relationships and has been in those meetings with those folks. He has a great relationship with Greg Sankey at the SEC, worked with him in the past, and so I think it's a really good hire, search firm. I think, you know, Ronnie Green was part of that as a chancellor, so a very good hire by our presidents and chancellors, and I think the future is bright for the Big Ten.
Very good. BTN will be televising Saturday's game here. What a great showcase, particularly when you're saying 65,000 plus. It's going to be a really good showcase for Nebraska, isn't it, Saturday?
It's going to be a great showcase for Nebraska, and I hope that Nebraska is portrayed in a way that I think is a reality of where we are today. I think that Coach Solich is going to be interviewed on the Big Ten Network. I think that sends a very strong message. You know, I don't know how much of the coverage at halftime, you know, maybe part of that. I think Coach Rule's first spring game, and I think, you know, the style of play, you know, actually feeling like a game is going to be really good. So I think it's a real opportunity for us. I know it's going to be 53 degrees or so, which is okay. And I'm grateful for all of our fans that choose to come and support our young men, support Coach Rule, and also support Coach Solich and his family. This will be a special day for all of us.
402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. It's our Sports Sunday hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Spring game is Saturday. There's a big event on campus on Sunday. We're back to talk about that with Trev. We'll do that next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Enjoy a quick and convenient way to purchase your next vehicle when you shop at Woodhouse Hyundai. We have over 90 new vehicles in stock and ready for you to drive home, like the 2023 Hyundai Elantra. This versatile sedan is packed with advanced tech and safety features that will transform the way you travel. And when you shop Woodhouse Hyundai, you can rest extra easy with Hyundai Shopper Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Visit us online at woodhousehyundaiofomaha.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The Huskers provide reliability on the field, and so does Kubota. Kubota's BX Series subcompact tractor is reliable, comfortable, and versatile. The BX is available in four-wheel drive with gross engine horsepower from 16.6 to 24.8. The BX Series can comfortably and efficiently perform a variety of daily tasks, including gardening, landscaping, and general property maintenance. Experience the Kubota difference. Visit nebraska-kubota-dealers.com or visit Nebraska Equipment in Seward or North Platte Kubota in North Platte.
When you're a fan, you wear your team's jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. After a win, your world glistens. Lose, and the hurt permeates your soul. You'll always have a place with us in the Cox Fan Zone, where everyone can play and connect with other fans in a big group hug. See, in the Fan Zone, you're not some crazy fan. You're home.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharpe, voice of the Huskers. Say Fan Zone into your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Huskers. The 1890 Initiative, helping Husker student athletes navigate name, image, and likeness. To learn more or donate, visit 1890nebraska.com. A few more minutes left with Trev, our monthly sit-down with Husker Athletic Director. The spring game coming up on Saturday. Sunday, you have a huge event that the public doesn't know a whole lot about, but I know it's a really special event to all the student athletes that are under your watch.
Well, it is a special night, and it's called A Night at the Lead. And so we'll be honoring about 320 of our student athletes. It's a really, really important thing. It's one of the best things that we do, and I think what our fans really appreciate about the University of Nebraska is that we care about the total student athlete. Obviously, it's important what they do in the pool or on the court or on the field. But at the end of the day, they're here to get an education, and they're here to grow life skills that will transition beyond their 4 years here. And so having an opportunity to go to the Lead Center and to honor them in a way that's just done in a first-class manner with their family is really, really important to us. And I want to point out two things. I was just meeting with Keith Zimmer before the show to talk about the actual event. The reality is it's streamed live on Huskers.com, number one. Number two, this is a free event. Any Husker fan, it starts about 6:30, that is interested is welcome to go down to the Lead Center and watch a first-rate production of the athletic department honoring their best and brightest student athletes. We'd encourage Husker fans, if they'd like, to come down and join us. And, Chancellor Green is there. It's an opportunity really to lift up young men and young women that aren't just great athletes, they're great students as well.
Very cool. It's a wonderful event, and a lot of people put a lot of effort and time into this. And I think your athletes really appreciate it, too, because they realize a big part of coming here is to get that diploma.
Well, you get to see them in a different deal. We see them in their softball uniform, or we see them in the pool. All of a sudden, here they are as a business professional. You watch them walk up to the microphone, and they're poised and just deliver a speech that's really remarkable. And so you get to kind of see them in a different context. I really enjoy the evening, and I'm really looking forward to it.
This is a question we've had before in the past. Trev, we love all the media access to football, but can we get something done for hearing the questions that are asked of the coaches and players? And I'll take a stab at this first. You can certainly jump in as well. We're doing those kind of on the concourse this year. They're going to have a media room in the new Go Big facility, but you can't mic the concourse. So that's where these post-practice interviews are with Coach Rural. We know that you can't hear the questions, but better days are ahead once you move over there.
Right. Unfortunately, we seem to have this tradition of saying be patient, right? But it is, yes, there is a vision and a plan to have a dedicated space, media room that has all that technology in there. It is a little bit different on the concourse. We're well aware. It's not a lack of effort or decision to put resources into it. It's just a matter of timing. We'll get it done. We're going to have a very professional presentation. How we treat our media members who cover us and how we're presented to the public is important to me. So we're going to have a space that's first class and will be part of the Go Big process and the backfill of the stadium as we move forward.
Yeah, and I get it. People who watch the live stream of those press conferences, it is really hard to sit and listen and see what's being said. But
I understand.
Saturday after the game, we'll be back in our weight room, and that is, they've got microphones in there, so after the game on Saturday, you'll be able to hear all those. And then next fall, folks, just be patient. It'll be good. It'll be great moving forward. The folks want to know about, this is I got to set this up. On the baseball broadcast, the other night, we're talking about hot dogs, and I put ketchup and mustard on my hot dog. And I got said, are you 10 years old? You're still putting ketchup on your hot dog. The YouTube stream is screaming at me. They want to know what Trev puts on his hot dog. This is the biggest question of the night. What do you put on your hot dog?
I'm a little different, as you might imagine. I don't put anything on my hot dog.
Plain.
But I don't like ketchup. But I love barbecue sauce. So I put barbecue sauce, and I dip my hot dog in barbecue sauce, but I want nothing on my hot dog.
Thank you for answering that, because I was going to be in trouble if I did, because they've been yelling at me on here for a half hour to ask Trev what he puts on his hot dog.
What does that say about me, Greg?
Just a little. I put ketchup, and they're all yelling at me for putting ketchup on mine, so I think you're fine. Okay. You and I are just kind of off over here.
I'm good. From Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa's. That explains part of it. Well, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great weekend. Yeah. Enjoy it. I think Husker Nation has been ready to give Frank Solich a hug for 20 years. I'm glad it's going to happen this weekend.
I want to also say one thing. There are going to be T-shirts available that help to honor Frank. This is the kind of man Frank is. A significant portion of those T-shirts that are welcoming Frank, that are going to be for sale, are going to go to fund a scholarship in his name that 3 of our student athletes are benefiting from next year. So if you see those shirts that honor Frank, that is a coordinated effort, and Frank's a little uncomfortable with it because he's not about himself, but all of those funds are actually going to go to support the Frank Solich Scholarship that young people are benefiting from. Fantastic. So if you see it and you're interested, pick up one of those shirts and honor Frank.
That's fantastic. Good to see you. The chat room loves your answer, by the way, on the hot dog. So you won them over. Let's have fun this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Trev Albert's with us here tonight on Sports Sunday. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Another hour of Sports Island to come. We'll break down Matt Rule's press conference from earlier today, and we'll play part of the Cornhusker conversation with Gabe Irvin that will play in its entirety in our pregame show on Saturday. We'll have part of that for you coming up next hour. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Mike Shepard or Craig Kerr in Lincoln or Agent Jeff Martinez in Omaha today.
Good evening. I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. This afternoon, Nebraska football held a press conference in anticipation of Saturday's spring game. Head coach Matt Rule took to the podium to give his thoughts on the upcoming scrimmage and expectations for his players this Saturday. Listen in.
And at the end of the day, the kind of guys who've been running with the one offense are going to be going against the guys running with the one defense. You know, we don't want to take this. See, sometimes some people do like, hey, the ones go against the threes, and you know, everyone feels good walking out of the stadium. But this is a work day for us. I mean, I've said it a bunch of times, like, we're a 4-8 football team. I mean, we've got to earn the right to even talk about winning. So, you know, games are lost in the fourth quarter. Games are lost with turnovers. And so all I want to see on Saturday is a team that is in the moment. You know, there's been a ton of people in the stands. I'm very grateful for that. I don't need a team that's out there like, you know, I don't need all that. Like, just play football. Give them something to cheer about with our play. And so I'm trying to take advantage of that by just really leaning into it and seeing who can make plays in that situation, and but also make sure it's a work day as well.
We'll hear more from Coach Rule here in hour 2 of the show. We also want to mention that radio coverage for Saturday's spring game begins at 11 a.m. with kickoff set for 1 p.m. The first round of the NBA playoffs are in full swing with 3 games slated for tonight. The Nets lead the 76ers 26-25 in the first. Philly leads that series 2-0. The Kings and Warriors face off at 9 with Sacramento leading that series 2-0. And the Suns take on the Clippers at 9:30. That series tied at 1 game apiece. In the majors, just a few games have gone final from earlier today. The Red Sox bested the Twins 11-5. The Yankees took care of the Angels 9-3. Currently in action, the Pirates lead the Reds 4-0 in the 7th. The Dodgers and the Cubs are in a rain delay, and the Rockies are out in front of the Phillies 2-0 through 6. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now get ready for another hour of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here's the 3-2 to Swanson. Gabe swings and drills one in the air to center. Backing up is Kaplan. He's to the track. He's to the wall. It is gone. It's a 3-run shot for Swanson. His second homer of the day.
Ralston again delivers 1-2. And Andrews swings and blasts it. Deep left center field. And gone! Home run, Brooke Andrews. And Nebraska takes the lead in the 6th.
Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Back for the final hour of tonight, final hour of the week. While baseball tomorrow night, I will not be a part of the baseball broadcast. Ben McLaughlin will be joined by Logan Foster, the former Husker, is going to be along to do a little color analyst for that big weekend series with the Iowa Hawkeyes. 6 o'clock tomorrow night, first pitch, 5:30 for pregame coverage. We wish the Huskers the best of luck. That is a big, big series for the Cornhuskers, trying to hang on to first place in the league over there for the weekend. Wow, what an hour, huh? I hope you all enjoyed that hour. It's so much fun to hear Trev, and we covered an awful lot of topics. We got some information out there about the volleyball tickets. Again, they go on sale Tuesday for season ticket holders, Wednesday for the general public for the match. That'll be August 30th against Omaha inside the stadium, followed by a concert, preceded by a Division II match between UNK and Wayne State. Should be just an incredible spectacle for the sport of college volleyball. So hopefully we got some of the answers out there for all of you on that. And for the folks in the chat room, I saw you. I saw you the whole hour. They don't trust me with the admin abilities on the chat room, so I can't answer you all. I mean, they don't trust me. And that's probably the right call. They trust Jessica, who's on vacation this week, and so she can interact with you. I see you. And, man, you were screaming at me. I kind of hurt my feelings about asking Trev the hot dog question. And, again, this came up with Ben and I on the broadcast the other night, and Ben likes to make fun of me because I put ketchup on my hot dogs. And he thinks it makes me like a 10-year-old kid. But I'm sorry. I eat the hot dog the way I like to eat hot dogs. If I get a brat, I'll put some I love sauerkraut on a brat. I don't like sauerkraut on hot dogs. I got to be on brat. But Tim in Minnesota said, Greg, I'm with you. Ketchup on my hot dog. I've never been a mustard person. I like mustard, but Tim doesn't. Unless it's deeply ingrained as a contributing ingredient in other foods. It doesn't hurt either that ketchup is red. Well put, good point. And then he loved Trev's barbecue sauce. I thought that sounded kind of tasty. Might have to try that moving forward. So, Tim, thank you for that. Carla, we love Carla when she texts in. She said, Greg, thank you for asking the hot dog question of Trev. Husker Nation will rest easier this evening. And, Greg, there's nothing wrong with ketchup on hot dogs. I prefer ketchup and mustard and sauerkraut. See, Carla, I like sauerkraut again on brats, but not on dogs. Makes me hungry thinking about that. Best of the Polish at Devaney. Yes, yes, and yes. Thanks, Carla. Appreciate that. And yes, to all you ketchup haters out there making fun of me for putting ketchup on my hot dog. So there we go. We're getting the important stuff out of the way, right? Out of the gate. John in Lincoln says, if you have a spring game ticket, do you get into softball for free? Yes. Take your spring game ticket over there to Bowling after you leave Memorial Stadium. You can watch the Huskers and the Badgers play Saturday for free. Should be a big crowd out there. It's a big series. Nebraska's in second place, and the Badgers need wins. They're going to be fired up. That's going to be a fired-up Wisconsin team coming to Bowling over the weekend for their series as well. So hope we took care of some of that. You know, interesting to hear him talk about, and you know, the tunnel walk is going to move next year from the northwest corner of the stadium, which is where they've come out since, what was that, 2005? They started coming out of that, so to going to the other north gate, the northeast gate, because they're going to be in a different locker room next year with the Go Big project. So I'm sure they're going to move those big iron gates over there. They're going to move them over to the northeast side and put them up there. So for those of you that might be sentimental and maybe you haven't been to a game at Memorial Stadium where they haven't come out of the northwest tunnel, I know a lot of you, you remember them coming out South Stadium, right? I mean, that's where the locker rooms used to be in the South before the North Addition was built early this century. So, but for our younger audience, the only place they've known the Huskers coming out of the northwest corner. So this will be it for that. I think it's going to be so much fun Saturday. I've been on a couple of our affiliates and some other radio shows around the country this week, and they keep saying, "What are you excited about to see on Saturday?" And yes, I want to see the team and I all that. But the Solich thing to me just trumps it all. I just think that's going to be so cool. And yes, Herbie would be point B or C for me, but point A for me is Frank coming back, and I'm just going to soak that halftime in when they introduce Frank to the crowd. I just want to soak that in. I just think that's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to get chills. I know it. I'm going to probably get pretty sentimental. I know Damon is as well. We had Damon on a few weeks ago. Damon, that was his coach. That was his position coach at Nebraska was Frank. And so it's going to be emotional. I'm kind of preparing myself even here on Thursday for that part of it Saturday. But, yes, I want to see Sims at quarterback and Kemp at wide receiver, and what do the running backs look like, and how does that offensive line, have they gotten better, and all those type of things. So, yes, all of that. But for me, and this will make me not a very good sports talk host, for me the biggest thing is Frank, and seeing him and getting emotional with him on all that. So looking forward to that. If you've got some thoughts about what you are looking for, what are you anxious to see from this football team on Saturday, we certainly can get into that during the hour as well. Mark on our text line, man, this ketchup thing has caught fire, folks. I mean, this thing is like... Mark says, I put ketchup and mustard on my hot dog as well. I know a lot of people that do that. Never understood why people care what you put on your food. They're not eating it. Exactly. Thank you, Mark. That's exactly right. I appreciate that. So people coming to my rescue on this whole thing. And Brian from Johnson said, yep, ketchup is one of the food groups. And I love Tim saying it's red. So how can you not like eating something that's red on your hot dog? It's like made in heaven, right there, folks? Good stuff. All right, well done. All right, here's what we have on the hour. Matt Rule did meet with the media earlier today. They're practicing actually right now inside the stadium. He wanted to have one of his spring practices, this is Coach Rule, at night. So they're going tonight. And as Trev said last hour, we play our opening game. We're probably going to play Minnesota at night. I mean, it's a Thursday game. It's got to be at night, right? So you better practice a time or two at night. The sky looks different. Seeing the ball out of the air looks a little bit different. So they're going to be out there tonight. But Matt Rule did meet with the media prior to the prior to the practice today, so we're going to play some clips from that coming up here in just a little bit. Cornhusker Conversation, that's a long-form interview that we've done for years on the network during our football pregame shows. Jessica has done them the last couple of years. She's got one ready for Saturday, and it's with Gabe Irvin. We're going to play part of that tonight to kind of whet your appetite for what you'll be able to hear for the full conversation Saturday during our 2-hour pregame show. So we'll have that coming up tonight as well. And if you want to be a part of it, and a lot of you still popping in on texts and calls, 402-413-2400. Let's head to the phones. Debbie in Grand Island, we're going to lead off with you tonight. Good evening, Debbie.
Good evening, everybody. That was a great segment to come. I haven't ever caught him, I guess, on one of your interviews. That was wonderful. It was wonderful to hear his positiveness, and even being from Iowa and all, he kind of is comfortable with Nebraska. I'm thankful for that. It's good to see after all these years and ups and downs and ins and outs. I started college down there in 1971, and about my Dave Hum and all the special people that have been down there. I'm just thankful to hear good, positive things about Nebraska. Thank you.
Debbie, thank you so much. Appreciate you calling in. Good to hear from you out there in GI. And yeah, Trev's fun to listen to. I mean, those hours fly by when he's here. There's a lot to talk about. He does, interesting information and updates for us on certain things. But I even thought, hearing his thoughts about what Fred Hoiberg's doing with the basketball program and the additions that he's added to that program and the progress that we all saw that program make this past season. And he was quick to say, we're not there. We obviously know we got a long way to go, but we liked what we saw from the basketball program. So I liked hearing all that from Trev that hour as well. Our Sports Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. When we come back, we'll have a practice report. It's our final one of the spring. We'll hear from head coach Matt Rural as he breaks down what we're about to see on Saturday. We'll do that next.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
The Nebraska Lottery has given over $900 million back to our state since 1993. It's gone to improve our environment, education, and state fair.
Over $900 million? That's something.
I'll say.
Hey, I have a great idea for a commercial. Have someone count to 900 million out loud.
That would take 28 years. Not a good idea.
I don't know, with a little background music and some sound effects.
There's another studio down the hall. Why don't you get started?
The Nebraska Lottery. 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
On a wing, now in motion to the far side. Snap it back. Casey's going to follow the block into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Casey Thompson off the right side. Makes it 34-21 NU.
Tune in tomorrow as Nebraska baseball takes on the Hawkeyes in Big Ten Conference play. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. on the Huskers Radio Network. On Saturday, we'll bring you full radio coverage of the 2023 spring football game at 11 a.m. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Baseball season has arrived, and your local Cenex has all your favorite snacks and beverages for the game. So whether you're hitting the road for an away game, headed to Haymarket Park, or going to cheer on your favorite local team, make Cenex your destination for top quality fuel, your favorite snacks, and service from a local smile. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally at Cenex.
Your story. It lives in River City, where you can enjoy a metropolitan vibe and a small town feel, where we set the standard for service and looking out for one another, where there's so much more than steak in our thriving food scene. Your story is the story of Omaha, told by those who live it and love it, whether that's helping you keep up with the Cornhuskers or creating the content you crave. And here in the Omaha World Herald is where it comes to life. Omaha World Herald, where your story lives.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Since 1993, Dakota Mac has offered fixed long-term ag real estate loans perfect for any stage of life. The rebellious 15-year loan, the Here for Laundry 20-year loan, and the 30-year loan who thinks they can tell you a thing or two about parenting. Whatever your needs, trust Dakota Mac with your legacy.
Hi, it's Nick Reno from Dakota Mac. Please call me at 308-380-7564 to learn all about our competitive rates on ag real estate loans.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Looking for a car buying experience tailored to you? Start with Woodhouse, a trusted partner for automotive needs and a proud member of the Nebraska community. With 18 brands and 21 sales and service locations, our dedicated Woodhouse team is ready to provide you a convenient and seamless transaction from anywhere. Whether purchasing, selling, or servicing, experience the difference with Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Back here on Sports Island here on a Thursday night, last show of the week. Well, baseball tomorrow night, 11 a.m. for pregame on the network. Saturday, Huskers red-white scrimmage. Damon Benning, Jessica Coody will be with me on the broadcast on Saturday. Jessica's been on vacation this week, but we'll be back for the game on Saturday. And a great question for those of you in the chat room is, you need to ask her next week, why do you not let Greg reply to us folks in the chat room? She doesn't hand me the keys to that, so I can't reply to anybody. Maybe I'm not old enough. All right, time now for our practice report brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Matt Rural met with the media a couple of hours ago. They're practicing right now out in the stadium, their last practice before the spring game. So this is practice 14 tonight out of 15. You get 15 in the spring, 14 tonight, 15's the game on Saturday. Here's the coach talking about practicing tonight and getting ready for the spring game and what kind of format he envisions for the game on Saturday.
We are playing a traditional game, a couple modifications. You'll see some different things on special teams, a couple different ways that we'll do some things, which I won't get into now. I'll talk to you about it after the game because I want to surprise everybody. Maybe you like it, maybe you won't. Quarterbacks will be live. We're just going to play a game. I think we're We're trying to learn how to win, and there's an ebb and flow to a football game that I think is really important as you react to the situation, so we're going to play it out. We're going to put 15-minute quarters on the clock. We will use like NFL timing, first downs, the clock won't stop. Just to, we're thin in some spots. The offensive line will wear gray jerseys so that they can rotate, so that they can play on both teams depending on who's available. And if a guy goes down, hey, so-and-so can go over and play right tackle. We're not changing them. So that could look a little bit weird, but it is what it is. That's how we'll do it.
So there's some of the particulars for Saturday, what you could expect to see. Linemen in gray shirts because they're going to have to play both sides because we only have, I think, 10 or 11 healthy offensive linemen. So you play 5 at a time. You're going to have guys play different sides of the ball. How physical a game does he want to have? Because we've seen in the past, not even tackle to the ground is what they call thud. Here's the coach about the physicality of what he expects for Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think we've been super physical. I think we've just been what we are. Somewhere along the way, like playing football became bad. I don't know. Like I watch teams practice. Everyone's got to do with them. Like when I say like this is what we do, I think some of the people think I'm saying that's bad. Like playing football's fun, right? So I need to figure out which quarterback or how many of the quarterbacks can go move us in the fall, and the defense needs to figure out if they can tackle a mobile quarterback. So. No, our guys are pretty good. Like Cam Lenhart came free the other day in a deal, and he got to the quarterback and stopped. And the last scrimmage, Quentin Newsome came on a corner blitz and knew he had him, and Quentin just kind of like stopped. I looked at him like, "Thank you, buddy." So we're going to tackle him, but we're not going to hopefully hurt anybody. And we have big physical guys, but I don't think we've been super physical. If you came to a Temple practice, you'd see exactly what you're seeing right now. If you came to a Baylor practice, I think this is exactly what you see right now. The only difference maybe is that we just have more players, so we always have 2 or 3 drills going, which is what Coach Osborne did for many years, and then Coach Solich did, and makes a lot of sense. So we've made that adaptation, but that's really it.
Now, we've known that, like, Casey Thompson has not participated in spring practice. Logan Smothers has not. A couple of others. Ty Robinson has been out for the spring. Surgeries in the offseason. They haven't been a part of any of the spring practice. Anybody else that's not going to play Saturday? That question was asked of the coach.
Pretty much everyone that's been out. I can't think. Like Ben Scott came back and practiced the other day. A.J. Allen's full again. There's no one's going to be held, if that's what you're asking. But, like, if anybody got banged up tonight, like Elijah Judy and Herbeck, had ankles, they're going to try to go tonight. So I'm hoping they can go Saturday. Noah Pulla-Gates, tweaked something the other day. I'm hoping he can go on Saturday. But we're not going to hold anybody. Everyone's going to play.
Good to hear that. So expect to see a full boat of guys out there Saturday at 1 o'clock. All right. They got kind of personal with the coach. How excited is he going to be? It's the first time he's going to run out of the tunnel as the head coach of the Huskers in front of fans, in front of you folks. And here was his response.
Everything I do is about the players. So I'm excited for the fans to see our players and how hard our guys have worked. Because, as I said once before, it is so hard to buy in to a new coach. I'll just say this, for me, for my kids are coming into town, my wife's going to be in town. I just have such a spirit of gratitude because, what I went through the last couple of years was really hard, right? And I'm grateful to have gone through it. I would not be the person and the coach I am if I hadn't gone through what I went through in Carolina. And for Nebraska and for Trev, but also just like all the people that I meet. I'm just very, very grateful to be in this position and to be here. So I only hope that my work honors the people that come. And I only hope that the players, but after that, I'll just say this, I don't want a bunch of players looking around taking the moment in too long. We got to get good at football. And what I know is the fans are going to show up next year no matter what, and that scares me. Like, that drives me because I'm like, I want to do my part. They're going to do their part. The fans have been doing their part here for a long time. So I started off the spring by saying thank you for that, but I want to do my part, and I want our team to do our part. Like, I want to make people excited about the way that we play. So
the follow-up question then was, about he's following in footsteps of guys like Frank Solich, who's going to be honored on Saturday, and he was asked about Frank being back, and I know he spent some time with Coach Osborne, too, here in his short time as Nebraska head coach. Here he kind of expounds on the honor being the head coach at Nebraska.
the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is seeing Coach Solich honored. I'm really excited about that because to think that I'm a head coach at the same place as Tom Osborne and Frank Solich and Bob Devaney and all the people who've come since, that's a real honor to be a part of that. So I'm excited to see Coach, and hopefully he likes the football that we play.
There he is. There's Matt Rule's comments before practice today. Again, they're out there on the practice field tonight, and I echo that. To me, it's number one, having Frank back, and we're looking forward to talking to Coach Solich on our pregame show on Saturday, so looking forward to all that. Again, that's our practice report brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student-athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. All right, we'll open back up the phone lines, 402-413-2400. You can also fire off a text. When we come back, Jessica had a chance to sit down with Gabe Irvin. He's going to be the focus of our Cornhusker conversation coming up on Saturday's pregame show. We're going to play you part of that interview here in just a couple of minutes. The Sports Highlight rolls along here on a Thursday night.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. 26 Husker students presented research findings on nuclear deterrence to a panel of U.S. Strategic Command officials at STRATCOM headquarters in Bellevue. The student-led presentation was the culmination of a semester of STRATCOM-guided research and the latest in a years-long partnership between STRATCOM and the National Security Studies program at Nebraska.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student-athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student-athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Save on your next vehicle this spring at Woodhouse Chevy. Lease a 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 for $499 a month for 39 months with 10,000 miles per year. Or lease a 2023 Chevy Equinox for $359 a month for 36 months with 10,000 miles per year. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy. In-store or online at woodhousegm.com. With approved credit, first payment and doc fee due at signing. Must have current GMF or Conquest lease. See dealer for details. Expires 4/30/23.
Baseball season has arrived, and your local Cenex has all your favorite snacks and beverages for the game. So whether you're hitting the road for an away game, headed to Haymarket Park, or going to cheer on your favorite local team, make Cenex your destination for top quality fuel, your favorite snacks, and service from a local smile. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally at Cenex.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Or if you prefer, you can fire off a text. The text line's been pretty busy tonight as we round the corner, get ready for that spring game coming up on Saturday. Again, 1 o'clock kickoff, 11 o'clock for pregame coverage here on the network. We don't do the full-blown 4-hour pregame show before spring games, just 2. So Damon will be with me at 11 o'clock. Jessica will be back from her vacation and be with us as well on the broadcast. And again, if you're coming to the game and you want some information about when gates open and all the policies and that type of thing, Huskers.com has a wonderful outline of the for the events on Saturday. We did confirm this with Trev last hour, there will be a unity walk. The buses are going to drop the team off in the middle of campus at the bell tower and then walk to the stadium from there. So if you want to race over, that's on the east side of the stadium, get over there. 10:30 is when they are arriving at the stadium. So they're going to arrive before we go on the air with our pregame coverage. So I can't tell you this on Saturday. We won't be on the air yet for that. But if you want to partake in that, it'll certainly be over there for you to welcome the team in. And then, again, some of the particulars, we're going to see the brand-new Herbie on Saturday. It's got a lot of people excited and anxious to see what that's going to look like at the football game on Saturday. And then, obviously, the honoring of Frank Solich. That'll take place at halftime. So the Herbie unveiling pregame, honoring Coach Solich halftime. So those are kind of your particulars for all of that. I'd really like to get some thoughts from you people. Who are you really excited to see? Are there a couple players? Are there certain units on the team that you're really excited to see? Still plenty of time if you want to jump on board and give me some thoughts about that at 402-413-2400. All right, Jessica, who has last couple of years has handled our Cornhusker Conversation, which is an in-depth sit-down with one of the players on the Cornhusker team. It's a long-form interview. It's more about kind of their life, their background, who they are, what makes them tick, all those type of fun things, and Jessica does a great job with that. Well, this week for the spring game, it's going to be Gabe Irvin, who's been really the talk of the offseason. A lot of kudos from the coaches and his teammates about the way he attacked winter conditioning, about the way he attacked Matt Week, the way he has attacked spring football practice. So here's a little snippet of what you'll hear the entire conversation during the pregame show on Saturday, but here's a little glimpse of that interview with Gabe.
But, you know, when the change happens in November or late December or in December and the coaches start rolling in, was there a moment or was it anything in particular that made you believe?
I'm not going to lie. At first, you know, not knowing who was going to come in, obviously I had some doubts and concerns and, like, what's going to happen. You know, I'm a talented player, and I know that, and I want to, like, pursue my dreams and goals the right way. And, you know, once I, you know, saw them come in, I did some research, see how they were, you know, see what type of, you know, team they were, offensive side, and I just liked it. You know, I could relate to it, and I could really feel that this thing was gonna, you know, be where I wanted it to be, and I trusted it. You know, I trusted it, and I'm glad I trusted it.
Tell us about E.J. Barthel. You just said he's your guy, and if fans are listening, and what's it like being in the room with him, being out on the field with him?
Man, E.J. Barthel, he's kind of like my style of play. You know, he's that, you know, that line mentality. He's really gritty, and he really has a passion for running back. You know, and that's what I like. He really knows what he's doing. He's very precise in what he does. Smooth dude. You know, real smooth dude, and that's what I like about him. You know, he's gonna, you know, be a straight shooter. You know, he's going to tell you how it is, tell you what you did wrong, but he's also going to love you up and coach you the way you need to be coached, and that's all that it needs to be.
You know, I've talked about this since he was hired, and I ran across a quote that stuck with me about, you know, he talks about with the running back, you got to be the ultimate teammate, and you got to be a guy that does everything. You're on special teams and all these different things that you do, and it's not just taking the football and running it into the end zone, right? So an all-around running back. What's the area do you feel like that you should focus on the most if you're talking about all the different areas of being a great running back that you feel like you should focus on and improve on?
I mean, I really need to improve on a lot of things, you know, like, you know, catching out the backfield, route running, you know, different things. There's a lot of things that I can improve on, you know, ball security. There's a lot of things, you know, but, you know, being with Coach E.J. Barthel, he brings all those things to the table that you can work on. You know, he doesn't just focus on running the ball. You know, you have to protect the ball. You have to, you know, catch the ball. You have to, you know, run routes well. You know, there's a lot of different things that it takes to be, you know, an elite back. And he wants all of us to be elite. And that's what I like about him. He holds all of us to the same standard, and that's what it needs to be.
Chatting with running back Gabe Irvin Jr., you know, from the start, even, you know, from the second I got here a couple years ago, everybody has talked about your work ethic and that you take care of your business. When you were a true freshman, you didn't act like a true freshman. Where does that come from, that work ethic, that doing everything to the full extent of your ability?
Really, I was raised that way. You know, my dad and my mom, you know, they're tremendous parents. You know, they raised me to be, you know, the man I am today. You know, like, you have to work for everything you get. It's not finna just be handed to you. You really have to, you know, step outside your comfort zone and get what you don't think you can get. You know, and that's what they drilled in my brain since I was a little kid. You know, and that's what I've been, you know, taking and using of what I'm doing now. And also my high school had that, you know, line mentality that Coach Rule, you know, implements in his team. My high school drilled that into me. You know, so I've been blessed, you know, with a good path, you know, down my life that, you know, that showed me the things to be great, and it showed me, you know, how to, like, really want it. You know, you really have to want it and love it to, like, you know, be successful at it. You know, so that's what I've been taking, you know, my whole life, and I'm just continuing to taking it.
Not just you, but there's been a few players that have talked about that. Heinrich Harburg said the same thing about, you know, they appreciate and reward guys that get in there and work hard. And I mean, the staff, they're grinders, and they've said that from the start, right? So what does that mean to you guys as players, that they appreciate and reward and recognize those guys that are getting in there and grinding to the full extent?
I really appreciate that, because, I mean, for one, if you work hard, I mean, you should get rewarded for it, because you work hard for it. You know, whatever you work for, you know, you should get. You feel me? You know, like, you have to, you know, want it and work so bad, you know, to the point where you just, like, you know, you're going to get it. And that's what this staff, you know, really invests. You know, they really, you know, treat the people that really work hard, because, like, you know, some people don't work hard. Some people don't know what it takes to work hard. So I feel like, you know, the people that really work hard and really sacrifice the things that, you know, that to get it, I feel like they should be rewarded for it, and, you know, they should be taken account for it.
Well, tell us about the offensive line. What do they look like this spring?
Man, this offensive line, you know, it's coming along. I love it. You know, I love how, you know, I feel like the offense that we're running, you know, it puts them in this position to, like, you know, take off, do what they do. And each and every day, you know, we're getting together, you know, as an offense and trying to figure out this thing. And this offense line, just like, they're so detailed, structured, and I love it because they don't leave any man behind. You know, they're really a pipeline, and that's what it, you know, should take. They really trust one another, and they're going to follow each other, and that's just going to translate to the field, and then we're going to be great. You know, we just got to keep on stacking days and keep on developing, you know, what this team wants to be when it comes fall.
You know, for an offensive line, I mean, changing position coaches, I mean, how much does it just take time for that position group to really gel and come together?
You know, offensive line is, you know, it's so hard. They have to figure out different fronts and different switches and whatever, you know. So it takes a minute to progress, but they work at it each and every day. You know, they progress at it each and every day. Coach Raiola holds those guys to, like, the most up standard I've ever seen. Like, you know, like he really stays on those guys, and that's just going to make him better. You know, he really loves those guys, and he really leans on those guys, and that's just going to take the offensive line where it needs to be, you know. And I love the offensive line, and I always buddy him up, you know, off the field because, you know, those are boys that's going to be blocking for me in the fall.
Wow, how fun is that listening to Gabe Irvin? The full Cornhusker conversation will be in our pregame show Saturday again, 11 a.m. David Benning will join me. Jessica will jump on with that Cornhusker conversation and be down on the sidelines throughout the game on Saturday. Crypto King in our chat room says, really anxious to see Jeff Sims, Chief Borders. Those are two, I would guess if you took a poll of Husker fans, those would be the two names that pop up the most for people that really want to see. Sims, the quarterback from Georgia Tech, who really, I think, will leave spring as the number one guy. Obviously, Casey Thompson will be added to the mix and the competition once you get into August, because Casey will be fully recovered by that point in time. But I think Sims has kind of won the job now. Again, you still have the 3 to 4 weeks before the Minnesota game for that decided. And Chief Borders is the transfer from Florida. Edge player, rusher, defensive end. They're going to call it different things here in Nebraska. I think that would probably be the name on that side of the ball that you want to see as well. Doug in Norfolk on our text line said, Coach Rural mentioned early on he would use a fullback H-back. Be curious to see how much he will use it or what situations he will use one. Most spring games are vanilla. You kind of wonder, well, what will, you know, but also Matt Rule probably wants to make Minnesota work on something, so they might throw a couple wrinkles out there that they really don't want to use against the Gophers, but they might go, let's make Minnesota work on that for practice leading up to the opening game. So we'll see. Again, I don't think the general rule is you don't show a lot because you don't want to tip your cap to the opponent you have week one, which is a conference game, a division game in Minnesota. So much like the last 2 years where the Huskers have opened with Northwestern and Illinois, division opponents, and those are big games. They're almost kind of double-type games, and so it's a big one to start out with. So it'll be interesting to see how the coaches will attack moving that through going into the game on Saturday. All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of the program tonight. We have time to take it. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Learn more at www.firstinterstatebank.com. Member FDIC. I want some more thoughts from all of you on who you are excited to see play on Saturday. We'll do that next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Your story, it lives in the capital city, where we take Nebraska nice to another level, and we always show up for Go Big Red. In your story, a pioneering spirit has built a community that cares. Your story is the story of Lincoln, told by those who live it and love it. Whether that's breaking news from the Capitol or sending you to the best shows in town. And here in the Lincoln Journal-Star is where it comes to life. Lincoln Journal-Star, where your story lives.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm sports media student Connor Clark with Campus News. Engineering professor Ronald Faller has been named a Fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, the highest professional honor among academic inventors. As director of UNL's Midwest Roadside Safety Facility, Faller has played a key role in developing innovative roadside safety technologies that are used around the world. Faller has earned 8 U.S. patents and 3 foreign patents over his 35-year career.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. That's why we make trucks like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight and counting. Made for performance and capability, made to play hard and work smart, on and off-road. That's because they're built Ford tough. So be future ready with Ford F-Series, based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. No show tomorrow. Husker baseball, big-time series for the Cornhuskers as they go to Iowa City to take on the Hawkeyes. Saw some NCAA tournament projections out the last couple of days. It's showing the league as a 3-bid league, and Iowa being one of the 3 teams that gets a bid. Huskers not there yet. Huskers' strength of schedule, RPI, not in very good shape. But if you can go win the league or win the league tournament, obviously you get the automatic bid if you do that. So this is a big series. Nebraska, I think, could flex some muscles. If they could go to Iowa City and win that series, that would be giant. Ben McLaughlin will be joined over the weekend by former Husker Logan Foster, who's going to add some color. A little analysis. I'm going to be here with football for the weekend, so Ben and Logan, 5:30 pregame coverage tomorrow night. I think you're going to really enjoy that. Logan is so excited about it. Logan obviously began his career. He's from Lincoln. Began his college career at Texas A&M, went to play for Coach Childress down there, and then came back to finish his career with the Huskers and was a part of that terrific 2021 team that made the region finals against Arkansas and was a big part of that team, and now is retired from baseball and hanging out in the Lincoln area, and so he's offered to go and add some analysis for the weekend. So I think you're going to really enjoy that over the weekend here on the HRN. 5:30 again tomorrow night. Also softball home this weekend with Wisconsin out at Bowling Stadium. Big series for the Huskers. They're currently in second place, a couple of games back of Northwestern in the league standings. I think Rhonda Revell's team is in great shape to make the NCAA tournament in just about a month. That's only about a month away. They start a couple weeks before the baseball postseason begins. I think they are in great shape for that. So that's our plan for the weekend. Our next sports outing will be Monday. We'll recap the spring game. We'll have our baseball radio show with Will Bold on Monday night as well. Buckle up, folks. Put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Cole, the topic of the night, it's been about hot dogs. Are you a hot dog eater, first of all? And if so, what do you put on your hot dog?
I am a hot dog eater. Brats are maybe preferred, but you can't go wrong with a hot dog. If I'm to eat a hot dog, I'll go ketchup, relish, and cheese if that qualifies.
Yeah.
Unless some people think it's a cheese dog then, or a, you know. But yeah, ketchup, relish, cheese, and that's a good meal.
Well, good. So you're backing me up on the onslaught of ketchup haters out there that are coming after me.
Absolutely. It's only been a net good to the world, Heinz ketchup.
Thank you. Appreciate that very, very much. So, that's man, I can't believe how hard that debate got tonight. It was all over the chat room, and then it kind of bled into our text lines, and so we had to kind of throw that out there and answer that coming up. Spring game, here we go, right? A little football action for you to work with us on Saturday.
Yes.
You were part of more of our Hispanic broadcast during the fall, were you not?
I was. When I was a student, I was working with Oscar and Kike on the Spanish broadcast, but now I believe I'll be taking over with football. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, well, Andrew Dowdy was kind of our main producer for our football broadcast. Andrew has moved on and now working professional basketball, part of the Milwaukee Bucks organization. There was a rumor, maybe you have an update on this for me. There was a rumor Andrew might be back in town this weekend.
I do not have an update, but I was going to give him a call either tonight or tomorrow and confirm those rumors or see what he's doing. Because it would be great to see Andrew again.
It would. Yeah, Andrew was a fun guy. We had a blast with him the couple of years that he was here working with us. That was really cool. So, all right, we're looking forward to working with you on Saturday as well for the football broadcast. Talking about Husker baseball for the weekend, news out of the major leagues today. Mets pitcher Max Scherzer has been suspended for 10 games by Major League Baseball following his ejection for having a foreign substance on his hand during the game. Scherzer appealing the decision. He was livid when the umpires came out yesterday and stopped the game and then threw him out of the game. But the umpires were saying, man, they've never felt that much stickiness. He claimed that it was stickiness caused by the rosin, which is the rosin bag that's kind of a chalky substance that helps get sweat off your hands, that type of thing. And he said it was stickiness from the rosin bag and the sweat, no foreign substance. But the umpires not buying that, threw him out. They said that the glove was just covered with this substance. But so Scherzer, 10-game suspension. That seems like a lot, but when you're a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball, in 10 games, that might cost you 2 starts. So it's not insignificant, but it's not the worst thing that you can get. But Max Scherzer of the Mets suspended 10 games by the Major League Baseball today. Update on some NBA scores tonight. Playoffs, the Sixers lead the Nets 60-49. They are in total control of that series. Later tonight, Sacramento Golden State. No Draymond Green, suspended for this game for stepping on the chest of Sabonis the other night. Sabonis also not going to play. He got injured on that step across. That was part of a great debate the last couple of days around the NBA playoffs. Also, Phoenix and the Clippers will play Game 3. That series even up at a game apiece. That one will tip off at 9:30 our time. NHL update, Toronto all over Tampa. How my goodness, 6-1 into the second period. Rangers and Devils tied at 1. They're also in the second period later tonight. The Kraken against the defending champs, the Avalanche, and Winnipeg and Vegas also skating later tonight. Wow, what a show. What a night. Always great to have Trev Alberts in studio for his monthly sit-down. Covered a lot of topics there. Talked about Frank Solich, talked about the new Herbie as well, and a lot of great participation from all of you tonight on our Sports Sunday Hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Talk to you again Saturday morning. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
On a wing, now in motion to the far side, snap it back. Casey's going to follow the block and in the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Casey Thompson off the right side. Makes it 34-21 NU.
Tune in tomorrow as Nebraska baseball takes on the Hawkeyes in Big Ten Conference play. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. on the Huskers Radio Network. On Saturday, we'll bring you full radio coverage of the 2023 spring football game at 11 a.m. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. University of Nebraska leadership has launched a $3 billion fundraising campaign to support education access for Nebraska students. The Only in Nebraska campaign, the largest in university history, will focus on creating scholarships to make education more affordable